morning, welcome to Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. Today is August 27th, 2025, and today is going to be a super long live stream. So we have 7 new releases. I have a ton of stitching progress, and then Shelly, Denise, and Cheryl are going to show their stitching progress, and then we have a lot of what's new items, and some of the what's new items are amazing. They've been in production for probably a year or two. So I'm super excited about today. I think the challenge is going to be me talking slow enough because I'm so excited. So we're going to just start with the first releases. The first release you have seen a hint of before. It is the Be Sweet Ornaments by It's So Emma. So we did a live video called Cross Stitch Finishing Tutorial for Be Sweet Ornaments with Kimberly and Denise, and that was a couple of weeks ago. And I just want to show you the pattern. Everything is really big, and it's a booklet, and there are 12 different pieces, 12 different designs, and if you look on the back, it tells you exactly how we finished all of this, and by we, I mean Denise, and there's also a video you can reference. So this is the series all together, and so we have the paper pattern, and we have the PDF pattern. We have a thread pack, and that thread pack would be enough to make either 14 count or 25 count. We stitched ours on 25 count farmhouse. No, 25 count parchment. So this fabric right here is parchment. And then for the vintage trim, we used large. We did half of them in peony and then half of them in beehive. And some of these are sold out, but we have more on order. Now, what is super new that y'all have never seen before, because we always have thread packs and we always have patterns, is we had custom sticky boards made that are hexagon, and they're meant to fit this exact piece. We also had these wood pieces made. So if you buy the sticky board, it's called Sticky Hexagon, and you get 12. You can either buy the wooden displays single, or you can buy a set of 6. So if you were going to make all 12, you would need 2 sets. And I do think these might sell out today based on how well they're selling, but we get these made in the US, and so we get them local, so we can probably get them remade pretty quick. So if we run out, we'll have more. So this one has a little bit more detail than normal, but we're trying to make it really easy. So there is a page you can go to that has everything on it, and just to make it super easy. Now this is our first design using the hexagon, but we are already working on another one so that you could get, you know, more use out of it. And of course, if you were making this, you don't have to make all 12. You could make 3. You could make 2, you know, you can mix it up and not feel like, oh, I have to make all 12. Like if you just had 3 together, you know, you could do 1 honeycomb, 1 bee, and 1 flower. Tori says, I love your finishing, but I'm not comfortable doing a finishing like that yet. And that's okay. You could always just stitch the inside part and not the outside color, or you could make the outside color, you know, a square or something and put it into a frame from Michael's. And just so you know, these are painted. The color of this paint is in the video, and it's also on the very back of the pattern. And Denise in the video talks about how she painted it, how many layers of paint she did, how to put everything on. So let me know what you think. A lot of you are saying that the hexagons are hard, but I think if you watch Denise's video, it's going to be a lot easier than you think. And the thread packs are available, and some up close photos. We also list DMC also, just so you know. So you don't have to use Classic Colorworks if you don't want to. And then to go along with this, we have a second new release. And I'm going to move the others, but I just wanted to show you how well they go together. They're different. You know, the fabric is different, the colors of floss is different, but I think this is super cute. So this is part of our Simply Stamps series. It's called Honey Forever. I'm just going to leave these here because it's cute. So this is a PDF pattern. This is one of the patterns that we sell as a PDF, only available at Back Quarter Shop. We stitched these using DMC thread. And so we have a DMC thread pack. Now this is the brand new fabric that Cheryl found at Stitchery, and she stitched this sample on 14 count Sugar Cookie by Stitchery. And then this is the 4.75 inch square frame, white beaded, that we sell at Back Quarter Shop. So Cheryl stitched this, Jocelyn designed it, and Denise finished it. So it's a team effort, and I need to stitch this one. It's super cute. I really do like the kind of the molting that's in that fabric, and Cheryl is going to be showing her pieces in a little bit. So if you have questions on any of Cheryl's stitching or any of Denise's stitching, they are going to be showing their stuff so they can answer questions. So if you have questions on complicated stuff, you will have experts that are coming up. Thank you, Sandy. She says, thank you for getting me back into cross stitch. You have the best videos. And then bees, everything please. Oh, that would be a cute pattern name. Super cute. So this is our first release. Bee Sweet Ornaments, and this is our second release. Honey Forever Simply Stamps. Okay, now we're going to move to a piece by Lori Holt. So this is release 6 of the Hometown Neighborhood pattern. Cheryl stitched this one. Does Sugar Cookie 14 count have a mottled side, or is it mottled on both sides?
It's just one side.
Only one side.
It's like fabric flare.
Okay, so it's similar to fabric flare where it's digitally printed. So one side is white and one side is the printed side. So this is Hometown Neighborhood Quilt Star House. This is the 6th in the series of 12. The pattern is available either paper or PDF. It is a full color pattern. Cheryl stitched this on Farmhouse 25 count Lugana by Lori Holt. She stitched with the DMC thread pack. Now I do have a hint to tell you that Lori's next series is going to be using Classic Colorworks, which is going to look very different and very awesome. I'm very excited to show it to you guys. I think we've already stitched 2 of the samples. We're going to be releasing that in September or October as like a preview, and it's going to start in 2026. Lori designed this one to have a sampler feel, and this one you do use the full package of the Farmhouse 25 count, and super cute. I love the detail in the stars. And I did want to let you know that when Denise takes these to the framer, we get them framed and then we send them to Lori. Lori's going to do a video showing all of the first 6 all together, just because I would love to show them all together, but we've sent them to her. Now when Lori frames her items, she does not put glass on them. So I know that's going to be a question that a lot of you have. And we leave about, I think that's about a 1/2 inch margin around the edge of the design, and Lori picks the frames, and each of the frames is different. So when she does that video showing all 6, you're going to see how they're going to look really good on a wall together, because the frame, the designs are about the same size, but the frames are different, so it makes them all a little bit different. So this is the 3rd design, Quilt Star House. Really pretty. How many hours do you think it took you to stitch it?
I have no idea.
She said,
Track it probably about 2.5 weeks.
She said 2.5 weeks. That would take me a couple months. And
Just stitching that piece?
I do think it would be great, Cheryl, when you're showing your stuff, if you show your hoop and how you do your stick and stab method.
I don't have a hoop up here with me, but
Okay, well, we'll do it another day.
I'll look at it.
I love Lori's designs. I also can't wait to see her new designs. I can give you a hint and say that it's going to be sewing and quilting related, and I think it's one of those ones where there's 6 patterns, and I think everyone's going to make all 6. And I think it's one where they're so good you're going to finish them. They're rather big, but I think you're going to finish all of them. And Tori has made 3 of these, so that's exciting. Our next release are 2 of the seed packets. So Aster's was the July release. Cosmos is the August release. Now we have the patterns available as paper and PDF. And then we have these finishing kits that are put together by Lady Dot Creates. And basically it's the fabric for behind the piece and then the rickrack. And we do have a finishing video on exactly how to finish this on our channel. Both of these were stitched by Cheryl. And so basically this fabric right here is Natural Rustico 14 count. She used the, Denise finished these using those finishing kits I just showed you. And then this is the 7 by 9 inch walnut wooden shelf sitter. This one, did you paint or does it come like this?
It comes like that.
It comes like this. So at least this one you don't have to paint. And so this is going to be a series of 12 patterns. So this, at the end of the year, we'll show you all 12. This is through August, so you've seen 8 of them so far. I have stitched 1. I was supposed to stitch 3. We'll see if I ever get going and finish the others. This was one of the other ones I was going to stitch. Kathy appreciates the finishing tutorials by Denise. So helpful. Yay, and you're going to get to see 2 really big like frames that she does in a little bit. And these are about 5 by 7, just for reference. Now this next one is very exciting. We have now finished the stitch cards through set Z. So there are 26 stitch cards, which means there are 104 designs. They are all the same width and height. Cheryl has stitched all of them, or 90% of them. So this is set card Z. Now in 2026, we're going to be doing a sampler, and it's going to be a combination of a couple of the sets where you can mix and match. We are selling these individually as paper only. We are trying to decide if we should do a set of A to Z, which seems like it'd be too expensive, or like A to F and then G to Z. I don't know. I'm just trying to think that through. We have a thread pack available. Now, each of these, some of these sets use the same thread, some use different. This one is sewing related. So we have cutting, fat quarters, oh so cute, ironing, and tomato pin cushion. And these are all stitched on Shadow 25 count by Lori Holt. And I'm going to stitch these. So I'm going to kit them up and stitch them. I'm going to stitch it on 14 count.
There is a Shadow 14 count if you want to stitch the same one.
No, I'm going to stitch on 14 count pale gray gingham. And I'm thinking I'll do horizontal. No, I think I'll do vertical. I'll probably do this. In fact, I'll probably do this. I'll probably leave the tomato pin cushion out. So, Jordan, take a screenshot of that for me later so I can remember. Y'all, I have the worst memory and I can't remember anything that I say I'm going to do. So then when I get home, I have to be like, what did I say? What video was that? So this is probably what I'll stitch. And then this one's super cute. The detail on, do you think you could zoom in, Jordan? So, Cheryl, these are just long stitches from, they're just long stitches, 2 strands. And look how neat that looks on the back. You can't even see it. Okay, so Nancy, our screen is not fuzzy on our end. So
She can refresh her page.
I would just refresh your page. And the stitch cards are going out today. So if you're in the club, those are going to go out today. We'll make sure the club is closed. But this is, I think she saved the best for the last, to be honest. And I just love the colors. So very exciting. And like when I make mine, I'll probably change my rotary cutter to be pink. We'll see. They'll give me something to do this weekend. Hoping the upcoming Lori Holt will be available as a club purchase. It will. It will be. Okay, we recently finished Up on the Rooftop, which was our free mystery for Christmas. And now we are starting our free Autumn Nights. So, if you purchased the early access PDF, you received the full pattern up front because you paid for it on Monday. Now that's no longer available, but the patterns will release weekly for free. Part 1 is out now. This is part 1. There are 4 parts total, and this releases on Tuesday of each week. So part 2 will release next Tuesday.
It's actually releasing Friday because of Labor Day.
Oh, okay. It's actually going to release early. So this part 2 is going to release this Friday just because of Labor Day. But then the week after, it will be Tuesday, not Friday. So I am stitching mine. This is my kit actually on 14 count pale gray gingham, which I feel like that should just be the fabric of the year or something for me because I'm so boring. That's all I do. We have a limited edition enamel needle minder. It's super cute. It's got the text around it that matches the text around the piece. And then we have the thread pack. Now, as we go, I will start showing you mine as I stitch it on social media. I'm not going to have another live stream for another month, so you're probably not going to see this until I'm done. But we'll have photos on social media, so you'll want to just stay tuned there. These colors are really nice. I think they're very nice. Do we have the piece in here we could hint a little bit more? Denise has a bag of tricks in here, let's just say that. I don't know how she knows where anything is in this room. Okay, I'm going to cover it with this. I'm going to cover it with this. But is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a little hint, but it's a completely free pattern. So you could wait till the very end and just download it all at once, or you can download it each week and sew along with us or stitch along with us. There is going to be a tutorial on this or information on basically everything that Denise did is right here. Cheryl stitched the piece, and this is that big, thick, ooh, I showed a little bit more. Oops. Kathy says the Mystery Autumn Nights floss is perfect for fall colors. Yay! Okay, so that is our 7 new releases. So we have got a ton of stuff for you. Lillian, I'm gonna save your question for later. So Jordan, will you save it for later?
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, you do? Okay. So now we're gonna go into my progress, which I don't know how many things I have stitched, but it is an insane amount of items. So my fingers, a couple months ago, I got a text from Denise and it said, your fingers need to get busy. So I did that. So this is actually, I will show you, this is my, like when I'm done with a project, I just put everything back in. This needs to go, I have a pink bucket in my office that I throw these in and then I consolidate them all at once. So that will go there. This is the Cups of Christmas Cheer. that came out as an exclusive PDF for Jolly July from Stitching with the Housewives, so you can buy it on their Etsy shop or on the Fat Quarter Shop website. It's only available as a PDF, and I think before I showed you I was kind of over here. Now I'm completely done. I did stitch this on 14 count chalkboard black by Witchell. Now if you watch Chelsea and Priscilla and Chelsea's video on Saturday, they showed she's starting it and she's on the left part right here. The only change that I made is I used Called For Classic Colorworks, and then on the Santa eyes and the Santa and Mrs. Claus, I changed the eyes to blue. Sometimes they get a little bit lost, and on the video you can't really see them, but I think it looks good in person. I think it looks better in person than it does on the video. Like on the video, you can't even really see them. I mean, you can see these. Now, I don't know how I'm going to finish this one. I'll probably just get it framed in a white frame, just because I've sent so many things to Priscilla. Brenda says she loves this one from Stitching with the Housewives. Tanya can't wait to get the stitch cards. And then Tori said she's stitching all 7 of those, and Angie likes the sneak peek, so that's amazing. So thank you. This one was pretty easy. I thought it was pretty easy because I just outlined the cups, and then, you know, you go from there. So this is Cups of Christmas Cheer. I'm going to kind of show you at the end all of them together just for effect. Now, I really got excited. And I stitched July, August, and September of Country Cottage Needleworks. July, August, and September Mini Villages by Stitching with Housewives. Oh my gosh, okay, I need to take a break. I stitched July, August, and September from Country Cottage Needleworks, the Mini Villages. And I got all of them done, and I even started October. So I will show you the first 3. So first is July. I added the eyes the way that Cheryl recommended, and we have a reel on that. I don't think I changed anything else on this pattern. Now, all 3 of these, or all 4 of these, are stitched on Beautiful Beige 14 count by Witchell. But Denise noticed last night they're all from different packages, and some of them are different colors. So in person there's a big difference between these 2. Now on camera you can't see it. August, you can really see the eyes there, so I think that I didn't make any other changes there. And then oh, maybe it's this one. Oh yeah, this is the one that you can see the difference. And then here's September. So I didn't make any color changes or anything. I just added the eyes, and then I did the buttons here, but I forgot to do the buttons here and here. So Cheryl's gonna do them for me. She's gonna actually go through all of them to make sure I did them. But these, I kind of have a rhythm now. I'm kind of disappointed because now I have a rhythm to doing these really fast. And I'm going to be sad when it's over because I've already started October. So last night was probably the only night this week that I'm going to have time to stitch. So this shipped to club members, I think about 2 or 3 days ago. So I got mine on my desk, and I started mine. I kind of go across the bottom first. Now the house is not really showing up yet, but all of this part isn't stitched. Once I get it stitched, it'll show up a little bit more. The Called For orange was Tangerine. I changed mine to Pumpkin Harvest, and you can tell I pulled this from my stash because it doesn't have very much on it. So I'm gonna go through my stash at work today and see if I have, you know, like a leftover skein. So I did make that change. And I did all of this probably in 2 hours. I started it last night when I got home. So that's October.
Before you take it away, Kathy wants a close-up of the October Mini Village.
Okay.
And then if you can put the pattern there to see the full.
So you can see like you can't really see the house right now, but I think it will be fine. And I'm actually using the same color of fabric that Country Cottage Needleworks used, but they used linen 16 count or 32 count linen, and I'm using 14 count Aida. Now, of course, if you wanted to, you could make the house a little bit darker, but once I get everything else, this is basically, I outline the outside, so this is only half a stitch up here. Yeah, and then that's kind of the back. I think the tangerine would have been fine, but it was just a little bit bright. But now when I'm looking at this is also really bright. So I'm not sure that I made any difference. Now I am, I just did September Good Old Days. Jordan's gonna do a little pop-up to give you a tease to October. So we got Priscilla and Chelsea to text us this morning. So October, that's just a little tease. It's the pattern is not out yet. Just wanted to show you what Chelsea had stitched. So this is September Good Old Days, and I've kept up with these. These are all stitched with called for colors. In fact, that orange was probably left over from this that I pulled from my stash. So these are my Septembers. I usually start, when I'm doing these, I usually start with the hardest one, and then the next, and then the easiest one last. These are so cute. So I'm thinking me and Denise are just gonna have to have a finishing day where we go through and finish, because these are like, at the end, there's gonna be 36 circles to do, which is gonna be quite the task. But we did do a video on how we finish these, so we can just turn that video on and watch it and remember what we did. Now, I'm hoping when I get back next time, I will also have October done. I don't have the pattern yet. And then if you want to see the other stuff coming this month from...
I have it with each section.
With each section. Okay, we'll show you in a little bit. Okay, this is my next finish. I started this, I think, on Friday. This is vintage. This is the newest word swab by Stitching with the Housewives. Now, confession. I was so upset with myself. So when you buy this piece of fabric from Fabric Flair, it's the whitewash board, and it has like 2 skinny pieces, and then down here it has this big piece. Well, what did I do? I picked the big piece because I wasn't paying attention. I got in the car with this piece, and I was like, wait, this isn't the right piece. So I wasted like an hour where Kevin was driving, and I could have been stitching. So I was so upset. But this, like, we don't throw this away. We save it for like another piece where I just want a wood grain. But I was so upset with myself because this could have got done quicker. So this one I did make a couple of changes. In her pattern, there's a chicken here and a chicken here. And I was like, I cannot do chickens. So I basically stitched the bottom base of the basket, and then I just kind of put them in the same kind of layout. And then for this one, I just took this image, flipped it, and then stitched this so it would be, and then she had all of these little things on the scale as French knots, and I just made back stitches, and I don't even think I have the right number. Like, I don't think it's exactly what she did. Like, I think she probably had 12, and I don't think I did 12, but I don't think anybody's gonna notice. Now, the next month word swap I'm gonna show you now. It's Halloween themed. We just got to see this today, so you're the first ones that get to see this. They let us show this to you, so thank you to them for letting us show you first. I'm obviously not stitching it, but in a little bit we're talking about Spooky September, so I really wanted to show you this and the Good Old Days October, because those two things can be slotted into Spooky Halloween, Spooky September, if you want to stitch along with Denise and Cheryl. And that will be at Fat Quarter Shop pre-sold later in the week. Okay, earlier I talked about us starting the brand new Autumn Nights. This is Up on the Rooftop Mystery, and I got it all finished. And this is completely free pattern at Fat Quarter Shop. I stitched mine on 14 count chalkboard black. And I, can you zoom in, Jordan? I made one change. I was so proud of myself. I added a Smyrna stitch right there for the eyes. Can you go in further?
Oh, yeah.
It's cute, right? So it does, the pattern does have like a little brown stitch, but on mine, I couldn't see it. So I was like, I'm just going to put a green eye. And then I was like, I'm going to surprise Cheryl and Denise and see if they notice. I will say doing the border was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to take forever, and it really didn't. And so this was a 5-part series, super cute. Now I can tell you, you know, we work 1 year in advance, and Jocelyn just did the design for 2026, and it's super cute. I don't think it has an animal, but it's super cute. And my hint to you is that it's going to have a lot of trees. So that's exciting. And this one, I'm probably going to have Denise just finish it just like the sample. And then this, I've been using the brand new Stitchy.
I don't want to say it wrong.
Oh, we don't want to say it wrong. Stitchy. It's called Lori Holt's Cloud Stitchy Board. And then these are the Stitchy clips. Now, I have it on all sides. Now, the other side is the pattern, face up, so I can't show that to you. But I've been using this because this one is like a couple of pages. So that's how it is in my bag. And this one I will always remember taking Emma to college on this one. So this is the one, last time you guys saw it, I had outlined everything. And I have actually run out of this one right here, this white. I ran out of that one, but it's in the thread pack. It's in here. I just need to card it. So on this one, I will say using the cross stitch line keeper has really helped me because this one is just so big. So last time you saw it, I had outlined everything. So I came back in and I did all the white and the trees, and then I did all the light green, all the dark green. Then I did the light green here, the dark green, and then I filled in this. This is 4 hours of driving to and from Dallas. So basically I did the dark reds, and then you can see I did the whites. Now I'm gonna have a lot of football tomorrow and Friday, and so I'm gonna just take this to the football game, and then this will be filled in with black, this will be filled in with red, and then I am probably going to, after that, do the rest of the, I have to find the page without showing you the pattern. So like right here is where the scarf is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna finish all the white on white. I'm gonna do the face. After that, I'm gonna do all the off-white, and then the rest is gonna be all color. So it would be the scarf, the buttons, the face, and then all of these small ones I'm gonna do at one time. Because what I'm thinking is I'll probably do like a group of these and stop, a group of these and stop. One thing that I could also do before the next football game is do the handle, because that's easy to fill in. But this was a lot of tedious back and forth, but I'm gonna get it done before Christmas. Obviously I wish it was already done, but it's not. So Now I'm going to show you, oh, this fabric, somebody asked, this fabric is Vintage Country Mocha, the non-modeled side. And then DMC floss. And then basically we just use the Identipen to put the number on here. Yeah, 14 count Vintage Country Mocha. The sample was stitched on something else though. The sample was stitched on Heritage 25 count Lagana by Cheryl. And so these, just so you know, it's just, oh, I just showed you the pattern. You can clip these on or they can magnetize on. So I'm going to kind of pile up everything I got done in the last month just to make myself feel good. Also, I want to count them. Because this will make up for all the stuff I didn't do for a couple months. So that's 3. So you guys can comment and let me know out of all those that I stitched, which ones are your favorite. And then now what we're going to do next is we're going to show Stitchy Staffer progress. So we're going to start with Shelly's items. Denise is going to narrate that. And then Denise is going to show her part, and then Cheryl's going to show her part, and they're going to talk about Spooky September. I don't participate in Spooky September because I'm not a big fan of Halloween. It's just, I think it's because Kevin loves it so much. In fact, I still have July 4th decorations up, and I have got to get it together and put that up. But OU game is Saturday, so I'm obviously not doing it Saturday because when OU comes on, we leave the house. Or not OU, Ohio State. Texas and Ohio State. I know it comes on at 11, so I know that at 10:30 I'm leaving the house.
And you can sit in one
Okay.
of these chairs. Yes.
Okay, so Cheryl is going to be showing Shelly stitching. She loves Tiny Modernist, and she, like me, also loves 14 count Ada.
Cheryl, you're gonna have to help me speak on Shelly's behalf. So Shelly loves these goddesses from Tiny Modernist. So she did a Stitch Witch. She stitched this one on Plum 16 count Ada from Fiber on a Whim. I don't think she made any changes.
She didn't she didn't do the long stitches from the moon at the top, you know, that look like the rays. I think that's the only change she made. Well, I see another one by the broom, the little, here, the thread spool.
Oh, so on the thread spool, it's this gray color, and she changed it to a black thread, which is the called for. She did stitch, it's DMC, so she stitched with the called for. Shelly thrifts her frames, so all these came from like an antique store, thrift shop. I ended up finishing this one for her. One day she wanted to learn how to finish it within a frame. I want to say this is an 11 by 14. So she wanted to know how to do it. It came with a piece of art, and then I just removed these two pieces. I don't know if she glued them, so I don't want to rip them out, but I just popped these out and then, you know, took out the frame, we cleaned it, and then finished it. So that's one of them. The second one she did is the Yule Goddess, also Tiny Modernist, DMC floss. This one is one of my favorites that she did. She stitched this one on the olive green 14 count Ada by Cosmo. She did say that the Cosmo fabric, it's a different like pre-cut size than your standard like fiber on a whim or fabric flare, but it's the perfect, literally the perfect size to stitch this piece on with like no waste on it. On this one, this is where she had that long stitch.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That she omitted here. She did say she's probably going to watch this later, but I know she got off a stitch somewhere within this deer, and she asked Cheryl and I when we were stitching, and she's like, can y'all tell? We said no, she left it. So I don't know if she mirrored that same like off stitch on here, because I think this is like a perfect mirror. She could have. I'll ask her today at lunch if she did that, but I think the green is perfect for this. Also, frame is thrifted. I FFO'd it for her the same time that I did the Stitch Witch. When I took this out of the frame, it actually had spacers already in here. So whoever used it the previous time so kindly left me spacers in there. Oh my word. So those are her two framed finishes. The next one is a stitched finish, and I think she has a frame picked out for it. It's just, I think she needs to paint it. So it's Bee Queen, also Tiny Modernist. She did it on Ivory 14 count by Cosmo, and this is the piece already, like not cut down or anything. It's the actual size that you get. So like I said, very little waste when you use the Cosmo fabric for the goddess pieces. I want to say all the goddess pieces are the same size in stitch count. So this one's 142 by 184.
That's what this one is.
And the next one is. So if you're stitching all of these, they're all the same stitch count. I don't think she made any changes on this one.
She left some of the back stitches by the moon off, remember?
That was the other piece. Because
this
each
one.
like moon is different. So like this one has actual like cross stitches, but then the other one had back stitches. One of them didn't even have them at all. I want to say she kind of just, she'll stitch it, and if she likes it, she'll leave it. We'll take a vote sometimes, and we're like, you don't need it. So yeah, that's her piece here. Then when I saw during Midsummer Stitch, they had Cheryl from Tiny Modernist on, and she teased the Tea Goddess, and I immediately texted Shelly, and I was like, oh my goodness, you're gonna love this piece. And sure enough, as soon as it came in, she started it. So this is the Tea Goddess by Tiny Modernist. She did this one on Lemon Zest 14 count by Fabric Flare.
Don't we all wish our hair looked that fabulous?
I would love it. She wanted to stick with the yellow fabric the way this, the way the model was, and she pulled this one, and I know she did a floss toss on it because she wanted to make sure like the yellow in here would pop. So she's working on it. She does use a Nurge hoop, and I can tell. Is Cosmo fabric crunchy like Fabric Flare?
Yes.
Yes. Just like Fabric Flare, the more you work with Cosmo, it like loosens as you work with it. So like that piece is not as crunchy as when it came out of the bag.
Like when Cosmo comes out of the bag, it is super crunchy, but now when you touch it, it's not, it's softened up. I would say it's a tiny bit crunchier than Fabric Flare when it comes out of the bag.
Have you ever stitched on one of the Cosmo fabrics?
Yeah, I loved it.
Now we'll move into my progress that I have done.
So first you have to show your basket.
Oh, that will be for Spooky September when I pull that out. So I started the Treasury of Compassion by Teresa Kogut. It's the Divine Mercy prayer. And I am so excited for this piece because this is one of the first pieces that I stitched on linen. I knew I'm stitching it for my mom, and I knew exactly where I wanted this to hang in her house, and I think the linen would be a lot better than if it was an even weave. I wanted that vintage vibe for her. So I texted Cheryl one night and I had asked her how hard is linen, because I'm usually 32 count even weave. She's like, you can do it, it's not that hard. If you can do even weave, you can do this. So I'm stitching with the called for floss, which is a Valdani, and it is very variegated. Let me get the floss out of my bag. This is literally the nest that I have. So this is all one strand. I mean, all one color.
Game.
Or skein. Yeah, like you're not changing threads. It is literally one color. And you can tell that it starts like this burgundy and then goes into like a yellow and then like into a red. So, you know, first time I was very curious, and when I like finished this strand, if I would have to think like, okay, well, I finished with red, do I need to start with, you know, red on the other end? And honestly, it doesn't matter because it's so variegated, you can't even tell where you started and stopped. This fabric is Moonstone 32 count linen by Fiber on a Whim. So I am stitching with two threads over, or with two strands over two threads. So far, no changes. I want to stitch it exactly, you know, as it's called for. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. But linen, if you can do even weave, you can do this piece.
Are you using magnifying glasses?
No. So far, no. Once I get it in the hoop, it like really stretches it. And I use a spring tension hoop. Oh my, this is literally what I work with, y'all. I am not organized. I just throw it in there and I
Show it on the camera.
and I just, you know, go with it. I am not an organized stitcher. I wish I could be. Just bear with me.
Her husband's across the room probably having a panic attack because he's the most organized person I've ever met in my entire life.
When it comes to stitching, I literally have like these two projects in one bag. Luckily, I have a good memory, so I do know. But it's just a spring tension hoop by Frank Edmonds. So I just hoop it, and then this is a strand that I'm on. For me, it's easy for my hands to hoop in and out. I do stitch one stitch at a time, 1X, and I do the stick and stab method. Sewing method, I cannot figure it out. Also, I'm left-handed, so I think like going with the sewing method, my brain can't wrap around it. Will you do all the motifs first and the words last? Yes, so I will go. My plan is to do all of this first and then go into the words. If I get bored, I may start with the words. I'm also an iPad stitcher, so I scan this and I buy the pattern and then I scan this and then I use an app to mark. Because I do jump around a lot, I don't want to miss a stitch. So, you know, if I'm here and then I'm like, I want to go and start the words. I want to remember, you know, where I'm at here and not have to think later. Clearly, y'all saw that mess that I have. That's my I don't want to make a mess here and miss a stitch because I do not want to unstitch anything. So that was one piece. I'll just throw that there. The second one is from the Goodness and Mercy. The Lord is my shepherd. You can leave that there because that thread's also for here. In the pattern, I'll see if I can flip. She shows it in pillow form. So I'm going to stitch the pillow version of it. And then this is all the floss. I wanted to stitch it immediately. So I changed the colors to what's in my stash. So it called for London Fog, and I chose Black Coffee. The red, what did it say? Huh? Oh, for the app, it's Notability. You do have to pay. I used it for when I was in college to like take notes. So I just used it again.
And then she literally has like a pen, and she draws a straight line after she finishes each row. So it's like very obvious, because I didn't know how she marked. Maybe you could show it one day, but it's like a really thick line, so you can see it on top of the stitching. It looks totally different than the pattern.
So yeah, London Fog, I changed to Black Coffee. Misty Mauve, I changed to Manor Red. And then the green, I literally, y'all, took from another project. And I know what project it is.
Okay, you have to show that, like what you
And
just
this is
did.
literally the green.
No, show that other mess you have over there.
Oh, this
no,
is
the whole thing.
Oh. Here you go,
This-
y'all. My mom, she's probably watching, and she's like, Denise, you're gonna have to get organized after this. And like, I know this is, Black Coffee, this is the one strand, and it's just thrown in there. This is the strands that I'm working with for the other stitch piece, y'all. I mean, there is no, you see Kimberly stitching and hers is organized, and then you see mine completely not. Anyways, this is the piece stitched. This green is Valdani 823. It's a 6-strand. I pulled it from one of Lori's thread packs for the vintage sampler. So that's why I had this color in stash. But this is so far my progress on it. Because I felt so confident with the 32 count linen, I jumped to stitching on 40 count linen.
With no glasses?
No glasses.
Do you have a light?
The light above us, like in our living room.
I think you and Cheryl have Superman eyes.
So this fabric,
I can't even stitch 14 count without glasses, and I had eye surgery.
I mean, okay, when you look at it here, like the holes look small, but I promise you, once you put it in the hoop and you have a good tension to it, it expands it. The one thing that I'm having trouble on, Cheryl, what's the word for this? These little the slubs, it's very hard to count. So if I had come across those, I jump.
Ignore that.
Does the cloth stay tight in the? Yes, it does stay tight in the hoop.
Put it in the hoop and then go like that.
To front cam?
Well, no, like top.
Oh,
So they can see it. Yeah, go up.
Jordan, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you're
I'm gonna
good right
go.
there.
Tap it with your finger, because it's drum tight.
So it is very tight in here. But yeah, it really stretches, not stretches to where it's going to distort, but enough for you to see the holes. So for this one was 1 strand over the 2 threads. This is actually the second piece I started with 1 strand over 1. The other piece that I did was a Lori piece, so I can't show that one yet. And when I did that one, I fell in love with 1 strand. I didn't have to think pulling out 2, keeping them together. I get less knots working with 1 strand than what I do 2. The fabric, this is the full fat quarter that I work on. And it is Be Stitch Me One More Reproduction in 40 count. And we just wrapped up the Needlework Marketplace and Fat Quarter Shop. We did purchase some Be Stitch Me fabric, so you can be on the lookout for that. I love working with this fabric.
Are you making that for you or your mom?
For me. This one will be for me.
Are you going to do pillow finish?
I plan on doing a pillow finish and keeping it very simple like this. I think there's some rickrack on the side here in the pillow. So I'll add that. Depending on how quickly I can finish this, I'll do one from my mom and for my aunt for Christmas. But we'll see.
And they watch the show, so they now know what they're getting for Christmas.
Yes, they do. Well, and it's hard because I get so excited and then I'm like, oh, I have to tell them. I cannot not tell them.
Denise cannot keep a secret. at all. I can tell you my daughter, she can keep a secret.
So then that's my stitching. We'll move into now Cheryl's stitching. I'll give you.
Jinky says, congratulations to stitching on 40 count. One strand is fantastic. Thanks for answering the question on the tightness hoop. And then this comment is cute. As long as you know what's what, that's all that matters. Your work is beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're always like playing around. So like, just ignore it. If we're teasing, we're just kidding.
Yeah, so this one I've had in progress for a little while, and boy, that color is not reading.
That is not reading.
True.
Yeah. Go this way.
Sorry.
It's reading yellow and it's orange.
It's very orange. Very Halloween
Jordan,
orange.
are you going to try to fix, or do we need to go front?
Okay. It is, last year, my piece that I worked on the 13th and the 31st of each month was the big Teresa Kogut Halloween sampler. And so I needed to have something else to take its place. This one's not nearly as big. It looks like it would be large when you look at the pattern cover, but this is actually the edge. So it's only this wide.
Now Cheryl loves Halloween. I bet you've made 500 Halloween pieces.
Oh, I don't know how, no, not 500, but a lot. I've done a lot of Halloween, and I do a stitch on Halloween all year. I stitch on Christmas just about all year, but this one I do the 13th, the 31st, the months that don't have 31 days. Sometimes I will, depends on priorities and how much model stitching I'm doing. Sometimes I will put a thread in here and there, but
is that full coverage, a majority of it?
it is not. What you
Oh.
see on the pattern, pretty much, I would say probably maybe 80%. What you see on the pattern cover that's orange is fabric.
Oh,
Everything
that's
else is
nice.
stitched.
That's nice.
So that right here under the house, see that big orange, you can tell on the pattern here, that big orange, the hill, or the ground, that's fabric. And that's why I chose this particular fabric. This also is a Be Stitch Me. This one is Pumpkin Patch.
So someone asked this for both Denise and Cheryl. How
Okay.
long, I guess I could answer it too. How long do you all stitch when you sit down to work on a piece, and do you stitch every day?
Cheryl, do you want to answer first?
I stitch every day. I call it therapy as opposed to an addiction, but maybe. Oh, that cracked Kimberly up. Even if I'm exhausted and I've been gone all day and it's 10:30 at night, it's like I will pick it up and make a few stitches. If I don't, it's like my day is incomplete. So yes, I stitch every day.
And she loves the spurs.
Oh,
So you stitch when you watch the spurs? Or
I,
not?
yes, yeah. I don't ever sit down and watch once chores are done and meal, whatever. Anytime I sit down to watch television or anything, I pick it up. I can't sit without doing something with my hands, and so this is what I do. So there's that piece. It obviously will not be finished for Halloween this year, but
Who are you making it for?
who?
Yeah.
Myself.
Okay.
This one's for me.
She makes a lot for her daughter and her son. That's why I asked
I
that.
do, and granddaughter.
Yes. And her
Yep.
granddaughter stitches too.
Yes, she does. My daughter does too, here and there as she has time, but she doesn't have much time. So I didn't bring any other whips other than Halloween, since this was a spooky September thing for me and for Denise. This one,
That's a pretty fabric.
this fabric is Butternut Squash by Fiber on a Whim. And it is a deeper, darker yellow than it's reading on camera. It looks a little bit greenish, on camera. This one is actually a 20 count Ada is what this fabric.
So you're
Yes.
stitching one strand?
One strand,
over one
one
square.
strand, right. And very few, it's really fast. I think this was probably maybe a couple hours stitching, maybe.
Cheryl, that would take me like 2 stitching sessions.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Denise, how many days a week do you stitch?
Oh, that's right. We
and
didn't let
how
Denise
many
answer.
hours?
I stitch at least every day, Saturday and Sunday. Since it's the weekend, I stitch pretty much the whole time. Jordan drives everywhere, so I stitch in the car going to work. We have about a 30-minute drive. At home, like Cheryl, after chores are done, meals cooked, as soon as I sit on that couch, I have a bag and a project ready to go. Sometimes I can stitch for like 2 hours, 3 hours before going to bed. Sometimes it's 30 minutes, but I at least try to put stitches in regardless of time every day.
Yep. Yeah, and I didn't say how many hours. Like yesterday, I think I stitched 9.5 hours total.
Oh, wow.
So it's not, occasionally Denise will say or Kimberly will say, well, you stitch so fast. I don't really think I stitch that fast. I think I just stitch a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Because I just work 3 days a week. So I have those 2 weekdays that for the most part I can stitch a big part of the day. And actually the call for fabric for this was Vintage Country Mocha, which I also really love. But the
really?
cover, it looked so
Yellow.
gold. And I had a piece that was a little bit more gold, but this time when we get into showing like our plans for Spooky September, I'm using a lot of different colors this time to mix it up. And so I really liked this kind of bright. I wish the color was reading true, but it's really a very pretty goldish
And
yellow.
just so everybody knows, Cheryl has buckets of fabric at home. So
Literally,
so
Kimberly is not.
buckets of fabric and buckets of thread. So
Yep.
she's always buying from Fat Quarter Shop the patterns, but a lot of times she's pulling from her stash.
Yeah.
And she really I feel like she really shops her stash. And like if she doesn't have it, then she'll come to Fat Quarter Shop. But then she's always building her stash at Fat Quarter Shop. So she's just like, I don't know, JV is her husband, and he's like, can you make her stop buying stuff? And I'm like, no. No, I cannot.
Oh, has he really said that?
No.
to you?
No, but her husband is one of the funny, you could ask Kevin, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met in my entire life. And when I first met him, he would like joke around, and I'm like, is he serious or is he kidding? But now he's just funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell him, please be careful with people that don't know you because they might not know you're kidding. Like, first time he met Jordan, I have no idea what he might have said. Apologies if needed, Jordan.
Angie said, my hubby is listening and gave me the look after he hears how long you stitch. I said, see, there's people just like me. Something has to be in our hands.
Oh,
You're
for
right.
sure.
Yes.
That's right. And I'm so happy. I'll get a text from Kimberly. She'll text me and Denise and say, how does this color look? Or what do you think about this? Or whatever. And I love it. So the night that I got a text from Denise saying, how hard is it to stitch on linen? I went, oh, yay. Okay. I guess we're
into Spooky
into
September.
Spooky September.
You
So-
want to start?
You want me to do
Yeah,
one
you
first?
can
and
do
then-
one first, and then I'll do one of my projects.
Okay, and I didn't pull some of this fabric from the plastic, but everything here in bags.
Okay, show your bucket.
Show my bucket. Okay,
You gotta show
well,
the bucket because I need a bucket. It's so cute. And then look at it. It's so cute. I was
Says,
like, you have a bucket? I
ready,
need a
set,
bucket.
stitch.
I don't have a bucket.
Do you keep that by your stitching chair?
Yeah. And it usually has project bags in it, but since I was bringing specific things, I didn't bring in project bags. So what I thought I would do is Denise and I are going to swap off, and I'll show one project and she will show one, but I'm going to go ahead and lay fabric out. This did all come from my stash, but some of it is still in
Oh my
the packages, these did come from Fat Quarter Shop, but anyway, we'll talk about that one when we.
So for
get to
Spooky
it.
September, last year, Cheryl and Denise did Spooky September where they stitched Halloween projects for the whole month of September. So today they're showing you kind of like what they are planning to do. Obviously, they're not going to finish all of it.
No.
Because if they do, I don't know how. And then since September starts in 4 days, they want to show what they're working on. And obviously, I don't stitch anything Halloween. So, okay, you got to show all that stack. Put it all on the
Cheryl,
camera.
you just take over for
Yeah,
Spooky.
you just
You
need
go
to do-
first. You do it all, and then
You
I'll
need to
do mine.
all of this.
Oh,
Show it all. Show it all.
Well,
It looks
look
so
at that,
good.
y'all.
No, there's more. There's more.
well, this is nothing. This is
Okay,
like
show everything in your bucket.
a fourth of a bucket. Okay, well, these threads.
Of one bucket?
Yes. This is
This
maybe
is
a fourth
just-
of one.
This is just the bucket for Spooky
This
September.
is nothing.
Of your stash.
Of my fabric stash, yeah.
And put it down and show it sideways.
That's like my whole entire stash.
Well, and some colors like this one I wanted to try. So I have a piece of 36 and a piece of 40, and that's, you know,
Can you zoom out?
sometimes the color is a little bit different between counts, as we know. So because I have thread, I pulled these threads this morning just to see if what I thought, this is one of the pieces that I want to use for
I'm gonna pull it.
a Spooky September. I don't know which of those I'm going to use. This is for a Teresa Kogut piece from a new release, and it is
Oh, that's cute.
Trick or Treat Express.
Oh, I like that.
Isn't that cute?
That's cute.
And I thought it would be really sweet on this aqua fabric. So I don't think I'll even have to do any color swaps.
So these flosses are from the pattern.
These flosses are the called for, right?
Do you, if you're making color swaps, are you doing it as you go, or do you try to plan before you start stitching?
Usually it's at this point.
Okay.
Every once in a while, though, you'll come across one that, while it looks okay with the skein when you do a floss toss, once you start stitching, particularly if you're using one strand,
Right.
I have occasionally made a few stitches and thought that's not going to show up and have to change.
Okay, when you're stitching, how do you deal with these? Do you put them on,
Do you bobbinate your stuff?
or do you just throw it in your bag?
Well,
Do you pull a Denise and just throw
no,
everything?
I wish I had, and I can even show it later or let you show it next time or something. I put it on floss drops usually, and then once I'm done with those colors, I will put it in my set of bobbins. But projects, I should have brought those up. Sorry, I didn't. Okay, so I think that fabric, which again is not reading, it looks bluer. It's a little greener than it looks on camera. But that's my plan for Trick or Treat. And then this fabric is, that's one of the Digi Stitchery. So you can see it's white on the back. The printing and this piece, of course, kind of shows through a little bit, but this is the fabric you would stitch on, which these trees, I'm thinking possibly even just doing this pumpkin here. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna find
Oh,
something that will
okay.
go here so you can see the trees around the side. This one might be too big, and I think I would just do the jack-o'-lantern and not put the banner underneath. And if he will fit right here, I think I would like that. So, but this is a piece of the Digi Stitcher.
What count is that?
This one is 32.
See, now
And you
Cheryl
can
just
just tell
looked
by
at that with her eyes and said it. She did not know. I don't know how she can do that. I can't even tell the difference between 14 and 16.
Yes, you can.
Not,
Yes, I bet
there's,
you.
so they want to know, and a lot of you already know the answer, but do you use a hoop or stitch in hand?
I do not stitch in hand. I use a hoop. I always have. I used a spring tension hook for years and on occasion still do, but usually now I use either a Morgan hoop, which are the round hoops, or a Nerge, which are the rectangular, and really, really like both of those. But it does, like Denise said, when you put a hoop on your fabric, it kind of opens those holes up a little bit. Not really, not stretch, but it opens it up a little bit and makes it a lot.
I have your pattern stash here.
Thank you. Okay. This one is a brand new market piece that I thought those were so cute, and I might try to finish them like that, put them in a spool of some sort. So I'm not sure yet because I haven't looked at floss colors, but I'm going to use a pink for some things, a green. This is more of a yellowy green than it's reading on camera. This is a 40 count green it's more yellow.
Now,
But-
this is a big yard. Are you going to cut
That's
it?
half, that
Well, will
piece
you
is.
cut it down, or you'll just keep it
I
big?
probably will stitch on it like that and
Okay.
then cut it down.
Oh, you have two pieces of it.
Are they the
Different
same?
counts.
Oh,
This is
different
a,
counts.
this is a 32 count. And the counts, I like stitching really on all counts, but usually now it's 36, I think might be my favorite, but 36, 40, but sometimes 38. It usually depends. If I have the perfect color and I have it in 32, that's what I'll use. But very often, I will choose my fabric based on, after color, the size that I want. You know, if these were going to be like 2 inches on 36 and I wanted them bigger than that, I'd go to 32. I have a Bent Creek snowman piece started right now that I'm doing on 28, because on 28 it's only like 3 inches tall. It's one of the long rows, you know?
Yeah, so the smaller fabric
So,
you went, it would have
right.
been like tiny.
Right. So that's another factor in my fabric decision maker. This one looks kind of taupe there. It's more
Brown.
purpley. It kind of has a purple
Haze.
undertone. So that, you want me to just go ahead and go through this
You
whole
go,
side?
Cheryl, you take it
Okay.
away.
This is a big seller from Market, and we just got ours in
This
a couple
week.
of days ago. Pumpkin Pals. I love the look of this. I won't make that basket. I'll have so many like Halloween things. But the little creatures, little critters, I will do in time. Probably the little black cat is the one I will do first. And if you do it into little pillows, like these little shaped pillows, it doesn't matter what you stitch it on. You're not going to see any of the fabric anyway. So,
Did she give instructions in there on how to finish them? Or I watched her
no.
FlossTube, and
She-
I think it's on Coco's Garden.
right, she has that finishing.
Okay.
Oh, that's for the basket, though, the bucket. The Coco's Garden, because that was the
Okay.
Easter one. That was the bunny
Right,
rabbit
right.
and made that basket. I don't think she has instructions for the little shape.
Like the
but-
pals.
The little pals, but there are some good ones out there. This one will be quick and simple. I maybe can finish this one this month, and obviously the little Halloween alphabet I can finish, because there's like nothing to that. I haven't decided on a fabric choice for this one. I'm thinking possibly this, maybe.
Oh, that would be a
And a
good
lot of these are
choice.
from her stash.
They're all from my stash.
Yeah.
Except, there are a few that I have bought here, but most of them from my stash. This is a good one, but not for that.
When Cheryl brings in her stash, when we stitch, I'll just write down all like the color names, and then I'll tell Jordan that I'm making a small purchase, and it's really this like very large purchase of fabric that I'm making because she enables me so much with fabric, and I love it.
You will use it. So
RC Cola says, does anyone stitch at work on lunch break?
Yes.
We
We
did
do.
Monday.
We did Monday.
All four of us. Except Shelly, she sat in there for 2 minutes and said, "Oh, I gotta go."
yeah, she had an appointment. These actually are new fabrics from Fiber on a Whim. They are the 36 count even weave. And Denise and I both opened this and felt of the fabric. Some of the 40 count Verdal fabric is almost slippery to me. It's a little bit difficult to work on, but this 36 is a new thing for Fiber on a Whim, and it's Modena, I assume is how you pronounce that, and it's 36 even weave, and really, really, really nice fabric. And I think we sold out like within days of when we got the first shipment, so it's on reorder.
And this is cappuccino, and this is
Moonstone.
I did get a piece of that moonstone, and I started stitching. Liz Matthews has a Patreon, and she released a pattern, and it is a dream to work on. I should have brought it
because I haven't stitched on it actually yet. Yeah.
and it's
Good.
It's really pretty. Next FlossTube, I'll bring it to show my progress
Oh,
on
good.
it. I literally have 2 stitches just because I wanted it's just a handful of stitches that I have on there. I just wanted to see how it stitched.
Yeah. This is an old, I love Prairie Schooler. I have always loved Prairie Schooler. Of course, I love their Christmas, but they do Halloween like no one else. And I do have a funny Prairie Schooler story. That's a Kimberly story.
uh-oh.
Not for,
This is so bad. It's gonna make me look so
oh,
bad.
no, it doesn't. Because
It's so bad.
No, it's not. I wouldn't tell it if it made you look bad. It's one of my favorite memories. I was stitching and trying to decide what I was going to stitch for Kimberly for Christmas. And there was a Prairie Schooler Santa from years ago, their annual Santas. And there was one with a quilt. And I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'm going to do this for Kimberly. And before it was finished, in some discussion one day, something was said about Prairie Schooler, and she said, I just don't really like Prairie Schooler. So I thought, okay, that won't be Kimberly's Christmas present. That'll be somebody else's. But I was so glad, Kimberly, that you said that, because I thought, oh my gosh, if I had given her that, because when I give somebody something, I want it to be something they will really, really like. Like, occasionally years ago, JV would give me a Christmas present, and it would be something he wanted me to have rather than something I wanted. So I'm so happy, or I wouldn't have brought it up. I would have thought, oh, I'm so glad she said that, because
Or like the day he went and just bought you a car and was like, "Oh, do you want a new car?" And she was like, "Well, not really," but he bought her one and didn't tell her.
okay.
Jordan, will you take note,
So-
please?
Well, and this is an aside, but so I've been telling JV you need lessons from Jordan about some things I'll tell you later. Pumpkins.
Oh, that was a cute one.
Isn't that cute? My plan is, I think they're all cute, but I don't know, I'm just into the kitties this year, so I think the little kitty one, and I will use a piece off of that Be
off of
Stitch
that
Me
one.
orange fabric. But you could do those on any color. Who knows? I might decide I want to do the kitty on pink. I don't know.
And you would have enough from this piece
Oh, yes.
to
Because
stitch it?
this is a full fat quarter. And this piece is going to end about here. So, yeah.
Bring it up again.
I think those are pretty small, but
Oh,
I'll either-
they want to see
I'm sorry.
this, right?
The pattern.
Is that what you're saying?
Turn
Where
it.
it ended. She
Where-
showed where it ended, but her
Oh.
finger was off camera.
Like there?
Oh, here, the end of the fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would end like what, here?
Mm-hmm.
And then you
Oh,
have
yeah, at
all
the longest,
that.
I would have all of this. Yeah. Yeah, so I thought those were really cute. And this one, oh, it's book number 57.
So it's old.
So that one is really old. But, you know, they're classic. They don't ever go, they stand the test of time. Thank
Question
you.
for your orange fabric.
Yes.
But if you use that one for this pumpkins,
Right.
you know, would you cut off that piece of your stitching? Or would, you know, and have that small piece at the bottom to stitch? Or would you literally stitch still on that fat quarter with that stitch piece on there?
I probably will stitch it with that piece on there.
Okay.
Because that piece is not going to be finished.
Okay.
Until, you know, months and months and months from now.
And you're not afraid
And-
it's gonna get like dirty? Or you like roll it up when you're stitching?
I roll it up when I'm stitching. I have it folded up, rolled up. And then, you know, when I stop stitching, I take my hoop off and put it in a project bag, and it's not out.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. If I were close to finishing that piece, then I probably would just go ahead and try to finish it, and then I would cut it off and then but since it's months away from being finished, and this is one I will start in spooky September, who knows if I'll finish it, but I probably will not cut that off. And then, you know, I so boldly said, my goal is 25 ornaments in 2025. Don't ask me how many ornaments I have done.
That's
But
her whole stash of her
these-
prairie schooler.
Well, this is just some I want to do for ornaments. The Boo Moon, Boo to You, these are all small. The Halloweenies are even smaller than these, but I love this guy. I want to do him on a colored fabric. One of my favorite, I like the chalkboard black fabric, the Ada, but we have, this one is a 32 count charcoal Lugana, and it's more the chalkboard color, and it's really nice.
It's by
to work on.
Zweigart.
Yes.
I'm pulling one of Kimberly's chalkboard.
Oh, yeah, so we can
Oh, yeah.
compare it.
So this is,
See, it's very similar.
Yeah. Well, you know, even within the packages within the same vendors, the colors come out different.
Come out different.
Yeah.
Right. And I know Denise had asked for my list early so that we have all of these in stock. This one, I think I just pulled out by accident. It was kind of with another, but this one has some really cute, you could do each of those individually too. And I love this little skeleton that says rattle. So there were just some of my fabrics from which to choose, and some,
How do you decide what order to go in?
I probably will pick my favorite and go in order of which one is my favorite.
for a prairie schooler, do you stitch called for? With the, isn't it DMC?
Yes, prairie schoolers are all DMC all the time, and I very, very rarely will change a color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
you
usually
have,
stitch as called for.
so you have this basket that you have all of your spooky September in. Do you have another basket for all your other stuff? How many baskets do you have?
How many baskets do
Like
I
that
have?
are full of projects you got?
That are full of projects right now? Probably 3.
Okay,
I have
Maybe.
2.
okay.
Um,
I don't have a basket, so I'm missing out. I gotta get a basket.
These are good Halloween fabrics. These are fabric flare that we have in stock. I think
Yeah, we do.
it's on order if we don't. The Spooky Hollow and the Hazy Gray.
And
Those
these
good.
are which count?
These are both 32,
Oh, okay.
but we have them in several different counts, I think.
When you organize your fabrics in your buckets, do they go based on count?
Count, yes. And then mine is divided beyond that. like, I guess not the 36 and 40. Those are all by count. My 32 count, I have it divided by hand-dyed and not.
Oh, not hand-dyed.
Because that's the one you use the most, 32.
I would say in the last couple of years, probably 36 I've used the most. Yeah. But I do still use 32. And like I said, sometimes even 28. The vintage smoky white,
That's a pretty
I pulled for possibly these. The little Halloweenies. Though this is 36 count, I have it in 32, and these are so small, I probably will do those on 32.
All your buckets, are they by your stitching chair, or do you
No.
just leave like the one that you're actively on?
I
and then
just
the
leave
other
one that
ones?
I'm actively, yeah.
And your cats, they don't mess with it, right?
I have them, the bags are zipped and everything,
Okay.
so not really. Not really. Okay. I think I'm done.
Thank you, Cheryl. So we'll have her back in a month and show you what she finishes from all of that.
What I start from all of that.
I bet you finish about 2 at least.
I'll finish
You
that
will.
little Halloween alphabet, and I think my hope is to finish at least a couple.
Okay, put that on the camera.
Okay, y'all, this is my bucket. Not as fancy. It's just like a woven.
Okay, but it is full.
I mean, this baby is.
I love that basket.
And I honestly, y'all, before I came here, I had to take out bags. So this
Lid looks
is
neat.
like half. Okay. Cheryl, if you want to sit, you're more than welcome to. This is total side note. I thought I'd show it. This is my little planner that I keep all my stitching, and I got it from Target. And then I like to keep track of when I started something and when I finish. And then all my doctor's appointments, so just ignore that. But you know, quilting stuff is on there, and then each week I put what I stitched on, or each day I put what I stitched on. That's just something that I like to do so that I know how long, you know, if I started it in June and then I
Right.
finished it 2 years later,
That's
which
what
is,
I do with the Book of Days.
oh
Put
yeah.
my starts and finishes dates in there, yeah.
Okay, so my first one is Salem Sampler. Also, this bag's a mess.
That's the fun of it.
I showed
doesn't
this
look a
to
mess.
Kimberly on Monday, and she's probably going to flip out again of the large fabric that I have in here.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how she's doing it. But
So, Jordan and I both love Halloween. His previous dog was named Salem.
Aw.
So, this will go with Salem's ashes on the little like shelf that we have. So, I'm stitching this one on this whole yard of
you gotta
fabric.
show that
Let
on
me,
camera.
hold on, let me open this.
It is huge.
Okay, Jordan, are
It's
you
like
ready?
a bed sheet. Huh.
Well, that you bought at Market, right? And there are
Yes,
yard
so
cuts.
I got it at Market. It's a big one.
I just don't know how she handles it, but she does. I don't know.
Well, it's a little bit, the dogs, when I have it like draped, they think it's a blanket for the couch and they like to jump on it. So I have learned that the hard way. But I actually, this is 32 count, One More Reproduction by Bee Stitch Me. Let me see. Yes, it's this one. So I started this in June, actually. And I won't cut this fabric down until I have the entire width and height completed. So I started stitching on this in June, you know, 2 strands over 2 thread, and I avoided picking this up like the plague. I, for some reason, did not like it. The colors were great. I mean, I loved everything about it. It was just the stitching. It was so hard to get my needle through. I had usually for 32 count, I do 26 size needle, and I was either miscounting with my needle, or it was so hard to fit my needle through the hole. Literally, I could hear the scraping of the thread going through the holes when I got like you know, when you're sticking in the final stitch for like the 4th stitch in that little square. And so I set it aside. I said, I'm not gonna work on it anymore because I don't like it. The more I stitch on it, the more I'm gonna end up, you know, dreading it.
Hey, can I zoom in on the pattern?
Yeah. So this is the pattern. I'll talk more about what I found out about this pattern when I get there. I don't look at the pattern as I'm stitching. I just pick it up and go. There's a lot of 1/1, and I'm a little terrified
You can do it.
of it. But if I can do 40 count, I can do it. So that's my little intro to that. Anyways, so I put it aside, you know, didn't like it. Now with Spooky September, I told Jordan one night, I'm like, I'm going to pick it up and see why I don't like it. It's probably like, what, Cheryl, 10 o'clock maybe that I
Might have
texted
been,
you?
Yeah.
So because I had this whole 1 yard piece, I flipped it over to the other side and I restarted. And I texted Cheryl and I said, hey, is it weird to stitch on 32 count with 1 strand instead of using 2? Because I noticed when I hooped this, like we had said, it kind of opens up the holes. It wouldn't. Like the holes were still so tiny that I honestly contemplated like getting glasses out. And figured out when Cheryl texted me, she's like, no, it's not. Like you can stitch on 32. She knew of some floss tubers who stitched with 1 strand on 32. And she also gave me a good tip that 32 count even weave, how did you say, like it takes,
seems to shrink a little bit more than linen. The even weave,
like the
over dyed. It seems like the dyeing process, it's tighter. It seems like it just shrinks a little bit more.
and I had the same fabric, but in linen. That's what I was stitching on one of the the other Teresa Kogets. And you know, I'm out there and I'm comparing the two, and I'm like, Jordan, right? These holes look smaller, and he's like, they look the same size. And I'm like, great, that's a lot of help. I'm gonna phone a friend. So I texted Cheryl. I sent her photos, and this in person feels like an embroidery patch. It is so thick. Like I mean,
Feels like a Girl Scout patch.
yes,
Like those old school 80s.
It is so thick. So I started 1 strand.
And then here, this is like, you can see it like moves.
Like it- yeah,
And this
it's-
is like crunch.
It is way better.
Fingers on your stitch.
You're fine. As long as your hand's clean, right?
Yeah.
So, and the colors also look different because this is 2 strands. So this looks a little bit more rich versus that 1 strand. And I honestly just started here on the border first with the 1 strand. I liked it, but I wanted to see how the flower turned out. So I think I had some of the flower when I texted Cheryl. She's like, no, it looks great. So then I kept on going, and this took me like a whole week to do because I was just having issue after issue. This took me 2 days just for how quick, how easier it was. I do leave my thread of what I'm working on in my piece, and then I just keep my needle up at the time. Every now and then it does fall out, and I just hope it doesn't fall out of the bag. But same thing with this. When I scanned it in, I use my app to track it. Jordan, if you can zoom in, please. Let me look at the pattern. So Paulette does a great job of like zooming in and giving you like an enlarged version to see this 1/1. So the word Salem is over 1. All this text here is over 1. And some of this pumpkin down here where the G is over 1. And then it looks like here in this border some straight stitches. I'll probably wing this as I go and see if I need it or not. but we'll see.
Are you keeping the colors the same on this pattern?
Yes, all colors are the same. I wanted to change when I was doing it on this, on the two strands. Again, Hot Mess Express, but it works. This flower is made up of used brick and red currant, and there's part, you can kind of see it within red currant, the lightest part
Yeah.
matches used brick. So on certain parts of the flower, like here, you can't, oh, this was on the older piece, like I couldn't even tell the difference. And I contemplated in changing it, but you know, changing the threads, I just didn't want to have to look at the pattern to see where else they touched. And then when I changed it here, I loved it even more, so I just left it. And I am missing in here, hence why I have that app, because then I can just like circle on that. I don't like actually circle, you know, marking out my physical pattern, and I don't like a lot of paper, so I'm a digital gal. So I just like circled it on the software, and then I just know to go back. I do not bobbinate anything. I have great plans of doing it, but I'm eager to start my stitching. So that's one of them. Let me fold this back up on the correct side. Kimberly is just looking at me like I'm nuts.
And the fabric that she's using, can you repeat it? We're going to order it.
It's One More Reproduction 32 count by Be Stitch Me, and I want to say we have.
We did order it.
We already
Oh,
ordered
it's
it.
already,
Okay.
that one's already on order.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, y'all.
And
Once I
then
throw it
we
in my
can do a
bag.
tutorial where she shows that app in a future live stream. She'll just have to schedule it. And we can do it where we put one of our patterns, one
Yeah.
of our free
I'll do
patterns
one of our free
in, and
ones.
then show you. And then show them that big thing you're using. These are the big old clips.
These are the big Wonder Clips, and this is what I use when I like put it in the hoop. I then just roll like the corner, and then I just clip it, and then the rest of the fabric, it's like an accordion style per se, like in my lap.
And we do carry the Digistitchery fabric Cheryl showed. We bought it because she wanted it, right? The
You know,
blue?
I didn't check to see if we have
Oh,
that
well,
one in
she'll
stock
check
yet.
after the live stream,
I
and
thought
if-
we ordered it.
If
but-
we don't have it, she'll email me to order it, and
Okay.
we'll order it. Okay.
The next one, I put all my stuff in bags, and now I don't know which one's which. Oh, this is a work piece. Another work piece. Here it is Simple Gifts Haunted. So I love Quaker style patterns. They're my favorite.
That's so pretty.
So my fabric choice for this one is Spooky White. I'm already gonna say this is gonna take me. That sampler one, the Salem one, I have high hopes, very high hopes of finishing it by October. We'll see.
Wow, that's gonna be.
I highly doubt that, but you know, we'll see. But this one I really want to start. I wanted to start it last year, but I had the goal of finishing the Hello Halloween by Teresa Kogut, which I did have finished for Halloween. So I had wanted to start this one next. I don't have any of the floss. I'm actually thinking about, let me see what floss they used. It's a mix of sampler threads and Weeks Dye Works. And then of course she goes the DMC conversion. I think when I had originally bought this, I was going to pull the same, because I think this is a black, so I was going to use the same black that was in that Hello Halloween, which I think is on Onyx, maybe?
Yes, it was on it.
It was Onyx. This purple iris, it has a little bit of like, there's a little touch of purple. I was gonna stitch that in black instead of purple. So I was gonna use that same Onyx color. I know 920 is an orange, so I was going to use the same orange, that was in Hello Halloween. And then white, I'll end up using DMC white for that one. And then, I don't know where this is. I guess you blend white and this.
That's a blending
It's a
filament
blending
that makes
film.
it sparkle.
So, not doing sparkle for this, I'll just stick white. And I'll scan all this in so that I can track it, and I'll start in the top left. I usually always start in the top left. And then it'll go on 36 count, and I'll do one strand over 2 threads.
Now, I've seen Priscilla stitch, and she also stitches off an iPad. Now, Cheryl and I stitch off of a hard copy. I don't mark anything when I'm done. Do you mark as you go, or
No.
I don't either.
I don't know how y'all do that.
I would not trust myself with a pencil anywhere near my stuff. The other day, well, let's just not talk about the iced tea next to my stuff.
I did used to make like an actual working copy, like
Yeah,
of
I did.
actual paper. And then I bought friction pins so that I could mark, because I'm like, well, if I got friction pin on my piece, I could just iron it off later. I just would, in true fashion, didn't know where I put the pin. So I would like left it in the bag, or I would forget it. So at least my Apple Pencil and my iPad are in the same place at all times. So that I'll stitch on here. I haven't measured size yet to see if I can use this same cut piece for the Trick or Treat by Prairie Schooler.
That one's so cute.
It is. So I'll end up stitching all 3. I'll probably start with the small ones so that I can have small wins during Spooky September, since I already will have 2 large ones.
Okay, wait, I have to say,
Yeah.
this is perfect for Jordan. What's to eat?
Oh,
Jordan loves food.
if I need Jordan to go anywhere, I just make sure that there is good food, because then I automatically know he will join.
Okay, so
So-
Jordan, there's a new drink out that I got it at Chick-fil-A. It's called Cherry Berry Lemonade, and I got it, and it is so good. It's like drinking sweet tarts. I have
The
gone back.
candy?
Yes, it is pure sugar, and let me
So is
tell
it
you,
just
I
like
did not.
cherry lemonade?
It's called Sweet Cherry Lemonade. It's a limited time drink, and my son got it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get it. And he said, don't get it, Mom, you won't drink it. I said, well, that's okay, you can have the leftovers.
Yeah.
Boy, I drank that thing. I didn't take a nap that day. I was like, but it tastes like Sweet Tarts, the candy. So Jordan's got to try that.
Yeah, he's gonna have to. He loves cherry.
But it
so.
comes in like 3 different kinds, like sweet tart lemonade, sweet tart tea, sweet tart something else. I don't know. It's a lot.
So I'll stitch this one on the smoky white. I may need to get another piece. I'll have to do the math later today. But since, Cheryl, I meant to ask you this, but I totally forgot. So since this fabric I'll be using for this pattern and this one, I'll put them both in the same bag. Rather than having 2 separate bags, just because if I'm stitching literally 2 pieces on one on one piece, I don't want to have 2 bags floating around and then I not know like where the actual project is. So I'll put both of those in there, and I may match these skeins to here so that it's easier for me I don't have to think of what floss goes with what.
So you're going to use fancy floss for your Prairie Schooler?
Probably. I tried to make them all match.
Yeah.
If you double click on a PDF pattern on the iPad, it'll automatically, yes, so you can use the
Read the whole
built-in,
thing so
okay.
everybody knows.
If you double click on a PDF pattern on the iPad, it will automatically open up in the iPad's built-in PDF previewer, and you can mark your progress on the pattern with your finger or Apple Pencil. And that is 100% true. So they have, Apple iOS has the Files program that's, the built-in, like she said, app, and any PDF you can open in there, and then there's a little like pencil that you can, I think it's called markup, that is what the little pencil is called. And then you get all of your, like, toolbox, essentially. You have pencils, highlighter, you can change the color, the thickness. I know that I just taught my mom how to do that this week, and she's doing it. She had a hard time with a physical pattern. She couldn't read the symbols.
Well, Priscilla was telling me when we were on one of our vacations, she's like, oh my gosh, it would be so fun. I'm like, Priscilla, I would lose the iPad in 5 minutes. I would not charge it. Anyway, she was really, and I said, first of all, I don't even own an iPad, but she really thinks I would like it. But I just haven't bit the bullet because I don't even think we have an iPad in our house.
I have a whole iPad setup. I'll talk about that in a bit, because someone asked earlier what we listened to or anything when we were like stitching, so I'll say mine first. Well, it's fresh on my brain. The next one is from the Hello Midnight, the new book. I'm stitching, let me find, it's the Stitching Witches one.
So we have to flip it off camera so we don't accidentally show the pattern.
So I'll be stitching this one.
That's really cute.
I will more than likely stitch this on that one more reproduction, that same fabric that I'm doing for the Salem sampler. Since it's such a large piece, I have a lot of fabric for it to go to. I also like all my stuff to match. Like, I vision already where I put things together to decorate our house. So in one area, you know, I'll put everything that was stitched on that smoky white. So I would like the floss to match, even though they're two separate pattern designers. Once they're displayed, because everything matches, it looks very cohesive and the same.
Is that dog by your thumb across it?
This dog,
Wait,
No.
what?
it's just like a little, Jordan wanted to know if this was a cross stitch.
Oh yeah, like one of the little pumpkin pals.
I don't know if it is,
I don't think it is.
but it would be cute
It
if
would
it
be
was. So in here, I think she mentioned on her FlossTube, she put the initials of her and then one of, I think,
Her husband is Kevin.
no.
It's one of her stitching
It's one of her
friends.
stitching friends.
Oh.
And I think her thing, it just so happened to be a K. So I'm going to put 2 Ds, one for me and then one for my mom, because her name
Oh, good.
starts with a D as well. So,
You're gonna leave Jordan out?
yeah, he's not my stitching pal.
He wants to be a girl with long hair.
So yeah, so this is, I think, the first time my mom has heard me talk about it. So Mom, if you're listening, this though will stay in my house. I will not be giving it to you. So that is what I'm doing for the Hello Midnight. And then Jordan has 2 pop-ups. We don't have the patterns here, but they ordered them from the Needlework Marketplace. And this is a new designer to us, and I want to stitch this one, the All Hallows Eve.
So on this one, we haven't seen the pattern, but are those stitches or are those back stitches, or we don't know yet?
I'm assuming it's all full crosses.
Okay.
But I'll know once I get that
Can you
pattern. Can you tell, Cheryl?
Okay, well, we'll tell y'all that because I don't know either. None of us know the answer.
I mean, they look pretty
Like-
much like full cross stitches.
Yeah, like maybe on a 40 count.
You mean like in the little border?
the little
around
border,
the
yeah,
hex-
and like those little swirl looking
Yeah.
things. I mean, they look like full stitches,
Yeah, I can't really tell.
but I can't tell. And I'll probably do this one again on that smoky white, and I'll probably do like black coffee because I still want that variegation in there. And then the next one is Gothic Bat. This one Jordan and I both loved. So I'm excited. This one I'm excited to stitch. Now, again, all of these will be starts. I will be very happy if I could get any of these as finishes by the end of September, but
You
we'll
have
see.
a busy September plan.
I have a very busy September planned.
And you know, there's a great, we were looking at the Prairie Schooler for ornaments, the little
You can put it on.
one that I forgot to mention that we could have had a pop-up had I thought of it, is the new Tiny Modernist Hello Pretties.
Oh, is
because
that the
they're in
pink ones?
pink.
Yes.
Lots of pink, and those are really cute. So we should have those.
Do you want me to use the
Soon.
ones for work? So in that same bucket, well, Okay, yeah. And
Now,
that
just
same-
remember, anything she's showing you, we do not have the answer today, because I already can guess the 3 questions that y'all are gonna ask, and we don't have the answer yet.
That's true. So real quick on my stitching setup, I have my iPad,
Okay.
and on that iPad it has like a little stand, my case, and I don't even have my iPad in here. It's in my my office in my purse.
Do you put it on that? No.
No,
Okay.
I could use that. That would be smart. So
Something
this,
to tilt it onto.
you can use this to put it on here, like the iPad for it to rest, and it does fit the iPad. Like fits, if you take this out, it can fit in here, or it can even like rest. So I have it like slanted exactly like this, and on the screen is the pattern, and then I have my pencil, it's magnetized so it, you know, sticks to the iPad. And then in the upper left corner, I have my mom on FaceTime, and we're FaceTiming each other
While you're stitching?
while we're stitching. We both stitch together at night. So she stitches and I stitch. So I have my mom up there. And then because we have YouTube Premium, we watch FlossTube together at the same time.
All on the same computer?
All on the same iPad. And she has an iPad too. So we do the same thing. So I'll have like on the iPad you can split screen it, so you can have the YouTube video on one
Oh,
side.
okay, I see.
And then, you know, the chart on the other side, and then my mom's a little, you know, square up in the top.
And then Jordan and his comments in the background.
Pretty much, yes. And, you know, I'll have headphones on in the event if, you know, he's watching something. But that's what I watch when I talk to my mom, and I watch FlossTube. If there's a certain anime that's on, I'll watch with Jordan. But half the time I'm on the phone with my mom when I stitch. But these are pieces that I'm working on for work because they're in the same bucket. I can tease this part. So this is a little tease for
There's another tease on the other side of the fabric too.
the Valentine piece that we do in February or January. And then I'll see if y'all will see the back of my stitching. And this is the second one. So
Now that's not coming out till 2026.
it's gonna be a hot minute. But I already have ideas of how I'm gonna finish them. They'll be super cute. I think I'll probably end up doing a tutorial on them, so you can have them. And then this other one I'm not gonna show too much because this is that Lori series. So that's what y'all can see. It's a back because I don't want to unfold it, so that's my lovely back. But that's the second one in the series. And then again, literally, all my floss just thrown in. And then Cheryl got me, this has been the best thing, this little like thread bed.
It's
And
by
it's a
Creative-
hot mess.
It's by Creative Carol on Etsy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, with a K.
with the K. And surprisingly, I know what colors are what. So
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna like have a hard time, but I can kind of remember which thread is what. And I have all my needles there. Okay.
Who are
That's
your
it.
favorite floss tubers?
Ooh. The Tattooed Stitcher is one. I love watching her. New to me are the Unfinished Stitchers.
Unfinished stitches.
Or Unfinished Stitches. So I have been watching them. I'm so bad because I don't look at the names. I just like put them on.
And then don't you do the thing where it just plays
Like
the
it
next
auto
video,
plays, yeah.
autoplay?
Like it does the next one, and then like my mom and I like start laughing, and then we forget to like write down. I do watch Stitching with the Housewives. We watch them together. So yeah, off the top of my head, that's like name wise that I know. Cheryl, do you have any?
I enjoy the ones you mentioned. I watched Floss Boss and Cousins.
Oh, I love them.
Nicole Spore, of
Okay,
course.
Jordan said, say it again, Floss Boss.
Floss Boston Cousins.
Floss Boston.
They are hilarious.
Linen and Scraps is a good one. Nicole.
Maybe we can do one FlossTube where we have like a tutorial from how to do like we can do a FlossTube, our favorite FlossTubers, and then we can do one with your iPad.
Oh yeah.
Separate.
Now we have a lot of what's
Okay, so I'm going to show you the what's new now. I know we teased this in the past, but this is Lori Holt's new Stitchy set. So this is the Stitchy stand, and we had this made a couple years ago, and this was not very taut, so we had it remade where it's everything will sit in it. So if you put a pattern, it will sit up. If you want it to sit up straight, you can use this board, and you can see that I was using it in the other. When I'm stitching, I actually don't use the Stitchy stand. I put this in my lap, and I just look at it like this. And sometimes I have it clipped, and sometimes I have them magnetized. It depends. But I don't use an iPad or anything like that because I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I might, if I see how she does it, I might try. But this is what I use. I don't use this. Sometimes I put my phone on this, though. So that's my hint. So this is the stand. This is the Stitchy board. And then these are the Stitchy clips. You can buy each one individually. They're all by Lori Holt, or you can buy the full set. We came out earlier in the year with the pink crafting case. And now we just came out with the teal crafting case. And Kevin picked this color. Super cute. And then the stitching lights that we have been talking about for years are finally here. So we worked, Lori and Jocelyn and I worked with the company that actually made the original ones that we bought on Amazon, and we private labeled. So there's a denim color for Lori and a pink color for me, and I'm going to show you in the front camera how I use it. So basically, you put it, I got this because this was actually Lori's idea. So Lori found these on Amazon. I think it was Lori. I'm pretty sure it was. And she was using it. So I bought them. So what you do is there's three brightnesses. And then this is very maneuverable. So you can like kind of make it go wherever you want it to go. And it's good for playing. And then it just comes with a cord that you just plug in. And you have to plug it in like maybe every hour. And so we're selling these individually or as a set, but they're for when you travel. And so I'm probably going to show up at a football game with one of these because now my daughter's in college and she used to care what I do. My boys don't care what I do. So I can show up and be like a grandma and they do not care.
So you'll have that on and your glasses?
Yes. I do not stitch 14. If I'm in the car and I don't have my glasses, I won't even do it. Because there will be, like, I'll go in the wrong hole, and then I'll get frustrated and then pull it all out. So, yeah. So, denim pink. Super cute. Now I'm going to show you new patterns. We showed you the Stitching with the Housewives earlier, the October good old days, but this came out this week.
This one goes.
Vintage is the one that I already stitched. September Good Old Days, I already stitched, and then Be Spooky, that can be part of your spooky September. Obviously, I don't stitch any Halloween. I do have some Halloween from when I first started, though. I can just put it in Kevin's office. But the way I've been decorating my house lately, it's pretty much not decorated ever. And it's going to be hard now that Emma's at college because she used to do a lot of it. These are the new fall roundabouts, autumn leaves, the fall wagon, swirly girl, and spice of life. And these, if you want to see these stitched, they showed these on the Stitching with the Housewives YouTube on Saturday. And then their tiered tray tidbits as fall is in the air, happy pumpkin season, and fall is in my fall is my season, and then this Friday there will be another one.
And then next month.
And then next month, okay, next month the roundabouts and strippers are all going to be Halloween. So for September, wait, we're in August.
Correct.
So August was all fall. September is going to be all Halloween. From the new Robin Pickens, we have 5 new patterns. Colors of fall. Now these, the colors of fabric she uses is on the back of each of these, and I believe on these she used Weeks Dye Works to stitch. Blooming Skies, Peony Dreams, and this one is actually, there's 2 designs here, and then this is Love Here's. So if you wanted to put them in a quilt, you could put these, that's what this is. So this goes here, and this goes here. So those are 2 separate patterns. And then Beautiful Maker. This one is so pretty. I would totally make this. I would probably not put that. And then Teresa Kogut, we've shown some of these. This is Pumpkin Pals. And any of these that we sell out of, we will reorder. Thankful Receiver. It says the thankful receiver bears plentiful harvest. Bittersweet Farm.
Teresa Kogut is another floss tuber
Yes.
that I love watching.
I Love Fall. Bittersweet Drum. And Denise mentioned earlier she has the Patreon to Teresa Kogut, and somebody asked what that is, but that's like a paid membership. It's a separate app you can get on your phone. I have Patreon for like some true crime people that I watch, but sometimes when she mentions Patreon, that's what that is. Miss Liberty. A Time to Reap. She has a lot. My Dear. And then this one we showed you a lot from already. This is Hello Midnight. So Denise and Cheryl both showed you this. I'm going to flip through to kind of show you maybe some of the ones they didn't show you. This one reminds me of my aunt. She had owls everywhere in her
Like
house.
real one? Fake ones.
Fake.
Oh, okay.
Girl, a real one bites you.
That one I love.
Yeah, that's
too.
cute too.
And this is the one that, did you show it? Denise is going to make on Vintage Country Which one?
Smoky White.
Smoky White.
I mean, no, one more reproduction.
One
Oh
more
my goodness, I just said it and I already forgot.
And then this is the one that she showed you, that Cheryl showed you with the purple trees.
Yes.
Or the green trees. I can't
Blue.
remember. Blue. We don't even know. And then this one looks like it's going to bite you. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Halloween. That's cute. And then Land That I Love. I'll flip through this one also. This one is, okay, how do you say that word?
Biscorno.
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 Okay, there you go.
Hands for the U.
Have you ever made one,
I
Cheryl?
haven't.
It's on my
have
stitching
not.
bucket list, or finishing bucket list, rather.
There's one in here that's, that might be it. Or might be more than one. I haven't looked at that book, but there's at least one that she used
Yeah.
2 different fabrics, like one fabric for
Yes.
the top and one for the bottom. That one's really pretty.
I do want to say, even though the patriotic ones came out a little bit later, you can definitely save these for next year for the 250th.
Yeah.
So,
Heart in Hand, the Wee Santa 2025. I think Cheryl makes these every year.
are you making this one?
Quilted Frill. This one sold out, but we did reorder it. And then Quilted Tiny Town. So cute. I love this one even though it has a cow. And then Tiny Modernist, the Witch's Kitchen. and Dream Big. This one has a lot of back stitches in it. And then the Cottage Garden, the koala. This one is so cute. It's the number 3 in the Year of Woods. Croquet a Go-Go, I know I'm saying that wrong. This is so cute. Santa is Coming. Witch's Brew. Witch's Welcome. And The Little Witch. Erica Michaels, Autumn.
Cartouches.
A Frightful Assembly. Good Tidings. Thanks and Giving. A Tree for Christmas. I love this one. I think that would be so pretty if it was just like a white fabric and then red, like a red tree and then blue snowflakes. Luminous Fiber Arts. We showed you one of these earlier, Jack-o'-lantern Seeds, and then Black Cat Appreciation Society. Twin Peak, we showed you this earlier, Fang and the Big Eye Gang. And then Scarlet House, Homegrown Tomatoes, Bluebird Sampler, Beekeeper's Cottage, Chirp Away, and then a couple of reproductions. Mary Finlay, Maud Brimacomi, 1883. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Margaret Mossop, 1843. The Rhythm of My Needle. And Sarah Sanderson, 1872. Okay, so now I'm going to answer the last couple of questions that have come in. And so I'm thinking maybe we move FlossTubes to once a month and do it more this format where the 3 of us come in and talk about our stitching, because it seems like a lot of you are enjoying it. Are there any cross-stitch retreats? Yes, I would say if you watch FlossTubers, they probably talk about it, or if you look on Facebook groups. I haven't been to one. Can a finished piece be added to a quilt? I would say sure if it's a small piece. How is Emma adjusting to college? I think pretty good. And then why do I leave the house when Texas plays? Because Kevin is a huge Longhorn fan and he is very calm until football comes on. And I like to leave the house and if they're losing, I don't want to be in the house. And if they're winning, I don't want to be in the house. So I will tell you a funny story. We have a son that exaggerates all the time. Nothing, you cannot believe a word out of his mouth. In fact, one of his teachers emailed me last year about the ridiculousness of his hyperness. I mean, the kid is funny, but he exaggerates. And so we're not very like talkative with people just because that's just the nature. We're just really, I don't want to say shy, but we just don't like conversate. We just go to basketball and, I mean, you know, we go to basketball, but we're not like trying to talk to people. We're not trying to avoid them either. We're just going to watch our kid play, right? Some of the moms are like, la, 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 la. One of the moms came up to me and she was like, I heard about Kevin in football. And I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, Christopher said, can I come to your house? Because I can't be at home when dad watches Texas because he drinks and he yells too much. And I was like, what? I was like, he does not do any of, I mean, he does. He gets excited, but he is not. I was like, Christopher, you make him sound like an alcoholic. You made us look really bad. And so we like had to like tell the mom, oh, it's really not that bad. It was so embarrassing. Anyway, thank you for watching and we will see you in 1 month.